So,
I know.
audience today, like I said, we have with us Jessica Higdon, and I want to just kind of ask her a little bit about how she got started in social media marketing because it's such a big thing nowadays, and she has such an interesting story. So, Jessica, can you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm honored. And for those of you that don't know that are maybe watching this, when I first got started on social media, I was only 21 years old. And the main reason, kind of what happened to me is I was going to school full time, trying to get a marketing degree. My goal was to get a marketing job, right? Well, this was back almost 7 years ago. So back then, and even still today, only 14% of college kids were ever getting jobs. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go on to get this amazing marketing job. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to climb the ranks of the company, and I'm going to be a big CEO by the time I'm 40, right? That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened, to say the least. I went on about 10 interviews. I couldn't get any jobs. So I decided to start working at the makeup counter. Just it was a hobby I had. So I was working full time there. I was still going to school full time, and I was trying to start my own makeup business part time to just generate some more income, anything to generate more money. And but I knew that there was more out there for me, and I was working really, really hard. Had no time whatsoever for anything else, yet I still couldn't pay my bills. So I knew that the method I was using was probably not the right one. So long story short, network marketing actually fell into my lap, and I really liked the concept. I loved the model, but I couldn't figure out how to get in front of more people because I had no more market. All my friends were broke college students. They were all, really just party animals. I tried talking to their parents, and none of them would take me seriously because I had no business experience whatsoever. So for about 6 months, I did absolutely nothing in that industry. I didn't sign a single person up. I didn't make any money whatsoever. Most people probably would have quit at that point, but something happened at that 6 months that was really, that kind of catapulted us to where we are today. I actually magically saw a training. I don't even remember how I found it. I don't remember who referred it to me, but I saw a training by someone who was making money on social media and prospecting people via social media. And I thought, I could do that. Nobody knows that I'm 21. Nobody, cares that I have no business experience. I could go on there and start doing what they're doing. So long story short, I did. And once I figured out the right methodology and started putting a lot of effort into that, so 6 months, nothing happened, made no money. 18 months later, after I found social media, I started making six figures, had my first $10,000 month, and from there it just got really exciting. So I've been full-time now, work from home entrepreneur for almost 7 years.
That's so exciting because, you're right. A lot of young people go to school expecting to come out and get this great job. I never had that mentality. I always thought I'd start out with a poor job. But anyway, I'm going to get this great job. And it just doesn't happen. And a lot of times they got this huge debt they got to try to pay for and everything else. I'm a huge proponent of network marketing. I've dabbled in it myself over the years. I've never stuck with it long enough to get really successful at it, although I do have some recurring income, which I always think is so exciting if it's residual income.
Sure.
It is, any amount coming in where you're not working for it, you got to have a lot of money in the bank to earn $500-600 a month even. And for me, that's coming in consistently, even when I'm not doing any work with it. So it's exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you talk about, or do you know what your residual income is at now? Because I imagine it's probably pretty high.
Well, we're definitely at high six figures for our networking company and for our training company now. So what, if I back up a little bit, for those of you that don't know, is because of what I was able to do on social media. And my husband also built a significant business through the home business industry. People started asking us how we were building this online, like what online systems we were using, how we were doing social media stuff. And they wanted that marketing system that they could use for themselves, for whatever business they were a part of, whether home business or traditional. And so, but we didn't have anything to give them, really. We didn't have any trainings. The only trainings we did were for our team. So we started doing just kind of free trainings for people. And then all of a sudden people wanted courses. They wanted to work with us and things. So we created a training company, an online training company that teaches people how to work from home, and we sell products through that. So that online training company is now at 7 figures, which I always pinch myself when I say that, multiple 7 figures. And our networking business is at, multiple 6 figures. So, and that's totally residual, which is really, really nice. There's not a day that goes by where we don't make a check from our network marketing company, and we don't make a check from our, blog sales or training company sales or product sales. So, that took a lot of work. I'm not even going to pretend like it's easy. It's not, but it's actually very simple. And if you find a system that works and you just plug away, it's amazing what can happen in, less than 10 years.
It is amazing. And you know what? I think what a lot of people do is they think they're going to have all their success in their first 1, 2, and 3 years. And we all know that it takes longer than that, right?
Yes. To answer your question, absolutely. I've seen people gain really, really fast success, and that's great. But the people that I see that have the super fast success, usually, not always, but probably 99% of the time, have built that up with prior things. So, for example, if you come into a home business and you've been in real estate for 20 years and you know every realtor in town, you've been cultivating those relationships, you've been, going to every networking meeting, you've been working your butt off to develop those relationships, then of course you're going to have quote unquote fast success. But for most of us, when we start out, we haven't done that. So you have to be okay with, grooming yourself and going through the process and enjoy the journey. If I can say anything, that's something I've really learned to do is enjoy the journey, because there's always, no matter where you go, you get there and then there's always the next step, right? So just enjoy the process and be okay with not getting there as fast as you want, but just be addicted to the activity, not the results.
Yes, and that's so true. And you have to find something about it that you love, right? Because we can't love everything about everything we do, but you have to find something about it that you love.
One of my favorite books of all time is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And I think about that book almost every single day, because before I go to pick up a phone call, or I go to, or I have a teammate that's complaining, or I have to do something that I really don't like to do, that I would rather not do, or I get tired or whatever. That whole book is about resistance. And he says that resistance is the enemy. And if you're just be willing, which that's just the word he uses, if you just be willing to do it, just be willing in everything that you do and just let down that resistance, it's amazing what happens. Because half the time, the reason people don't succeed is because they just don't show up. If you're just willing and you just show up, then it's incredible what can happen. So that's a great book, and that's kind of what keeps me going through it.
Yeah, totally true. Can you tell us a little bit about your Facebook marketing program and how your launch went when you launched it? That always gives me shivers.
Yeah, so we actually, I created this 6-figure system with social media. And again, people were asking me constantly, how are you doing this? What are you doing? And I had so much free training out there that, I thought, maybe I should do a course on this. Maybe I should do a product. But I didn't think people would actually pay for it because I had so much free training. It wasn't super in-depth training, but it was, people got the general idea. So I was actually scared to launch this product because I thought, why would people buy that? So what ended up happening is we actually hired a business coach for over $50,000, which, that's more than most people make in a year. It was a seriously huge investment for us, and we were very, very scared. But another thing he talks about in the War of Art is, resistance to things that you're most resistant to. That's where you're going to make the most money. So we hired this coach, and she told us, me specifically, she told me, although Ray was there, she said, you have so much to give. If you don't do this product, what's going to happen? How many people are you going to impact? So I thought about that, and she took me through. She said, reverse engineer the process that you did to get there. And I did, and I realized that really nothing like that had ever existed. So that was really a cool process to see, is that even though I had training out there, I had never gone step by step by step into detail to share that with everybody. So my goal when I first launched this product, so I was excited at that point to launch it, and my goal to first launch this product was just to get our money back, right? I was like, I have to get my money back. We hired her for this reason. So the goal was $50,000. What ended up happening is people saw so many results from that product and loved it so much, and it was in such high demand that product has actually done over $1 million in revenue to this point forward. So that was just incredible. I say I pinch myself all the time because I really do. It's like, I can't believe that happened. And the best part was all the people that emailed me saying the results that they've gotten. So that was really neat. But the product is just talking about how my system of how to go into social media and figure out how to get your ideal customer to buy what you have, no matter what you have, and where to find those people, how to talk to them. I give scripts and things like that. And I go through the exact process that I did to sell my service. So that's kind of the product in a nutshell.
Awesome. I know I've referred your product to many, many people. It's changed a lot of lives because with the traditional network marketing, and not that I have anything against it, home parties, all that kind of stuff is great. But being able to do it online just seems like you can connect with so many more people. Hey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's billions of people on social media with a B. So it does make it easier. I always warn people never to use it as a crutch. It's still a personal business. You still want to treat your customers and the people that you recruit as if they're your family. These are the people that you're working with. You need to help them, guide them. But it is a great way to cast a much wider net than you could, just talking face to face to someone.
Yeah. And so many people want to build a global business nowadays that this is a much easier way without, especially at the beginning when you can't afford to travel everywhere, right?
Yeah, recently, actually, I've been experimenting with Asia and reaching out to some different leaders out there. And I really wanted to grow a more international business. And so I started just kind of putting that out there in the universe, or whatever you call it, if you will, saying, I really want to focus on Hong Kong, Hong Kong, Hong Kong, Hong Kong, because that's where our fastest growth is. And through social media, you make things like that extremely possible. So recently, we've brought on 3 different leaders in Hong Kong, and we never have before, never gone into Asia. So it's just really exciting, what you can do if you know the right steps to take.
Exactly. And one thing I'm noticing on some of your posts lately, that you're coming up with a training for LinkedIn. Is that correct?
Yes, I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't thought of any type of product launch yet. I'm sure that will be in the near future. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with that yet because I want to experiment with it more. But I used to I now love LinkedIn. I used to say in all my trainings, and I'll admit that I was wrong, that, LinkedIn is just not my thing. It's kind of spammy. All the messages, if you look in your inbox, it's all spam. And that's true, but it also leads to major opportunity. And so if you see something that can be corrected, instead of just getting away from that thing, it's more beneficial to say, okay, where's the opportunity here? Because if everybody's doing it wrong, how can I do it right? So I started experimenting with that, and we actually hired some guys to teach us some LinkedIn marketing and different things. And it's so incredible what you can do on there. And I really had no idea the different ways you can search for people, the advanced search that you have, the marketing capabilities that you have on LinkedIn, the type of people you have on there. It's just a whole another level. So my goal with LinkedIn is really to start recruiting up. I still love Facebook. I think it's the major platform. I think you have to learn Facebook at minimum because there's so many people on there. They spend more time on there. I mean, people spend hours a day on Facebook. They don't really do that with LinkedIn, but there's such high caliber people on LinkedIn. My goal is to start recruiting up and recruit better people than I have in the past. And when I say better, I mean just more professional with more contacts.
Yes, because one of your major goals, I know both you and Ray, and you're doing a very good job at it, is to really, really professionalize network marketing because there has been negative connotations with it in the past, and it's powerful what you guys have done already, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Somebody's excited. That's okay.
Okay,
That's
so
okay.
we'll get that edited out.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. If it's not your phone, it'll be my dog. So.
Or mine.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and So yeah, I was just saying, like the professionalism in network marketing, like we've met a ton of very, very professional people, and especially in your mastermind groups, like, oh, so impressed with how they handle themselves, how they've built their businesses, and the value that they're really putting out to the whole public, not even to mention their team. To me, it's just amazing. So yeah, you've definitely started a revolution here.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you know what? It's not really what we've done. I think it's just the high caliber people in the industry as a whole. And it's something that I feel like, I mean, because you've built a very successful real estate business, you understand that takes, a lot of work. It takes a lot of, well, obviously with you, it doesn't take a lot of risk because you teach people how to use other people's money, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, it takes, a lot of risk. And in the networking industry, it's just incredible when you've been down the path of traditional business and then you go down the path of network marketing, how much simpler it really is and how you see so many people that come from nothing that are now these professional people. They're making a huge impact not only on the industry but on the entire world with their message and giving back to communities and everything. I just think whether you like the industry or not, you can't argue that it's a great gateway into entrepreneurship. And it's very hard for, the average Joe to come in and start a traditional business. But it's very easy for anybody to come in and start a networking business, or I should say very simple. And once you generate some income and you learn about systems and working with people, the world just opens up. So that's really why we love it, is it's really a big gateway to entrepreneurship as a whole.
And I totally agree with that. That was actually one of the main reasons why I started looking at network marketing was I had so many people coming to me and they wanted to invest in real estate. I want to do what you do. But, they had no business background at all. They had no sales ability. They had no maybe respect or confidence. And I said, what do they call network marketing? It's the personal development business disguised as no, it's personal development disguised as a business. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's so true. And that's what most people need is they need the personal development. Myself too, when I first joined New Charity, I had massive success right off the get-go. And like you mentioned earlier, it was because the respect and the contacts I'd already made. And that's what people need to realize with network marketing is if you come in with no experience, it's just going to take you longer. The rest of us, if it looks like it was easier, really wasn't any easier. It's just that we've been working on it for 10, 15, 20 years, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't compare yourself to other people. Ray, my husband, he calls it comparitis, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst thing you can do. You have to run your own race because you don't know where those people have been and what they've done to accomplish what they have. And you don't see that, and so absolutely, you went through it with real estate. You cultivated those amazing relationships. And so people just saw, oh, Edna did it in, 6 months, but
Yeah.
it probably took 10 years, so absolutely.
Exactly. So can you share with our audience a little bit about what you're going to talk about at our event in June?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited. I can't wait to come to Saskatchewan, Canada. Especially in June. I'm very glad it's in June from what you've told me from the weather.
I had someone say to me the other day, they said, why didn't you invite them in the winter time? Because then they would get to experience it. And I said, I don't think they want to experience that.
We would have said we were washing our hair or something. We couldn't
like
come. No, I've heard it's beautiful though, so I'm very excited. So really in any business you're in, I know we talked a lot about network marketing, but whether you're in real estate or traditional business or network marketing, systems are systems. And so if you understand people and you understand how to relate to them and you understand how to grasp their attention on a medium or a platform like social media, you can make money in anything you do. So my goal at your event is to really teach people how to do that, how to think about, okay, who's the ideal person that I want that would love what I have, and go out and attract them to your business and find more of those people. So my goal, really, bottom line, is to make you more money through social media and have a system so that you can do that with whatever business you're in. And I've taught that to many people, and it's gone really well. So I'm excited to teach it in June.
Awesome. Well, we're so looking forward to having you. We're going to be, of course, posting these interviews around. We're starting to attract a lot of people who want to come to our event in June, and they're so excited to hear of all these tremendous speakers that we have coming in. And
Awesome.
I keep telling you, it's not one bit of exaggeration to say that you guys have changed my life. And I've coached different coaches for years. Like, I think I had my first coach in '99, to give you an idea. And they're the best I've had, and they also treat you the best. So I can't wait to share their knowledge with you. It's going to be so exciting.
Oh, that's so awesome, Edna. Thank you so much. And just so you know, for those of you watching, Edna is a total rock star. She's very humble, but she can teach you a lot and also teach us some things when we come in there about making money in any niche, really, but mainly in real estate. So I'm very excited to learn and excited to see what you have to share. And I get to meet all of you very soon.
I know, it's so exciting. Okay, well, thank you so much. And I'm going to sign off, but it was great speaking with you, and we look forward to having you here in I guess, just a little over a month, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you, Edna. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye now.
To see what you have to share, and I get to meet all of you very soon.
I know, it's so exciting. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I'm going to sign off, but it was great speaking with you, and we look forward to having you here in I guess, just a little over a month, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you, Edna. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye now.